In Carl Beam's Columbus Suite made in 1990, many pieces have unique backstories and context that add to the stories they tell. In our last video, we dove into the images that make up his artwork titled Various Ways to Travel in North America, and the meanings behind his artistic choices, as well as the way it interacts with the rest of the suite. In this video, we will similarly be analyzing another work from the Columbus Suite, titled Self-Portrait as John Wayne Probably. The piece is unique in the way that it focuses on self-reflection, using images of the article to tie in his own life experiences into the themes explored throughout the collection. The series studies the history of inequity and the struggle for equality in North America for Indigenous people, and encourages viewers to question the assumption of dominance of one societal worldview over another through his equalization of images of both Indigenous and non-Indigenous historical figures and events. The piece, Self-Portrait as John Wayne Probably, embodies this duality and brings the reflection to a personal level. Within the work, images of Carl Beam from throughout his life ultimately encapsulate his exploration of cultural identity, the importance of representation of marginalized groups, and the power dynamics that exist within mainstream media. The most prominent element of the piece features Carl Beam in his early youth striking a pose reminiscent of cowboys in Western films. Beam has chosen to tint the image a bright yellow hue, possibly symbolizing the glowing tint of nostalgia associated with young memories. Beneath the central photograph, a series of 4 smaller images line the bottom of the work. The images are all colored a light gray, creating separation and contrast against the golden yellow of the first image. The first gray image portrays a man, most likely Beam himself, holding a steer skull against his head and covering his face like a mask. The subsequent photograph features a close-up and clear portrait of Beam as an adult. Next to this, we see a photo of Beam dressed in the traditional attire of an Apache-Gan dancer, originating from one of the indigenous groups of New Mexico. Lastly, a group photograph represents Beam alongside unnamed boys from his formative years, happily leaning against each other for a group photo. This selection of images convey a multifaceted exploration of Beam's indigenous heritage, his evolving sense of self, and the interplay of cultural influences throughout his life. Furthermore, the yellow image of Beam as a young boy assuming the persona of John Wayne speaks to the impacts of underrepresentation in media and film, according to Beam's first-hand struggles with cultural identity. The renowned American film actor John Wayne, known for his Western cowboy roles, was idolized by many young movie watchers. However, in these movies, Indigenous people were often portrayed based on stereotypes, lacking true representation of culture. Young Beam's idolization of the Western character is proof of the battle surrounding self-identity as an Indigenous person due to unrelenting stereotypes. Through this work, Beam encourages viewers to question the constructed nature of identity and consider the power dynamics at play in the representation of marginalized groups. Thank you again for joining us in our journey through the meaning behind Carl Beam's works. Feel free to check out our other videos about the Columbus Suite, including an explanation of the piece, Various Ways to Travel in North America, and a video about Beam and the Columbus Suite as a whole.